Salam alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulullah. Welcome. This is Aisha Al-Hajar from AMANI Birth, and this is Amani in the Gambia Saving Lives Today series here with Sister Salama. How are you today?
Oh, well, alhamdulillah, Aisha, thank you. So today's topic, inshallah, is going to be about premature rupture of the membranes, the amniotic sac, or as some women may call it, water breaking. Yes.
Right.
I want to talk about
I was going to say, when you say prom, it means that the water's broken, but we're not in labor. That's what the premature part means.
Yes. And the evidence-based practices surrounding it. You know, what are the recommendations? What are the risks? How can women manage it?
Well, I want to start by, before we do that, I believe your husband's going to help us translate today, correct?
Yes,
Brother Sekaba's not here, right? So welcome, Brother Sima. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good, alhamdulillah.
So we can let him share what the topic is, but Salama, do you want to share Brother Sekaba why he's not here?
Yes. Yesterday around 3 p.m., Brother Sekaba and his wife Bintu, Johnny, welcomed a baby boy. Alhamdulillah, healthy baby. Mabruk to them, and may Allah preserve him. Ameen.
May Allah bless him and make him and all of his siblings with good health, maturity of years, and may they always be counted amongst those who are pleasing to Allah and their parents. Ameen. Ameen.
Ameen. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah.
May you want to introduce the topic?
Assalamu alaikum, bari Gambian kolbe. Yo, budong ila bi topic ko wala mu wulu wala ning muso jannen tingo ba mala. Eka wulu bato wata ji bato mengalan ko katay janning tingobe dadla ji bato nyin katay la folo jannen tingo nyimina dadla ila topic ko nyin bi amol amunta kacha bunda be kelawol bi.
All right. So we're talking today about premature rupture of membranes. So when we talk about this, we mean that the water has broken, but the mother has not yet started labor contractions, but she is full term. So let me make that clear. If we say premature rupture of membranes, we're talking about a woman whose pregnancy is full term, the water's broke, but she has not started labor yet.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So I come for the, understand. Yeah, I come for the wall into coming name muso tingwaya ma atendrong but ala ji bato ni man take follow ni tingo ka muso male bara atra ji bato man take follow adon ji bato ni fananga tele fanan atra tingo fango man si follow o bega kenol so do be ning tingo ni la ji bato ni fenka drong isi taria ka foi bidale tanol but o sadra tingo ni man si follow.
So I want to emphasize once again that we're talking about a mom whose pregnancy is full term, because it's different if I'm talking about a mom whose pregnancy is not yet full term. So we're talking about moms who are full term. Okay.
Okay. And then the full time is how many weeks? Like
37 plus weeks.
37 plus weeks. Okay.
Plus, yeah.
37 plus weeks. Okay. Akamuso akai for the whole muskono mal many along ila fengo nying fudara ila tam nying fudara come ila ulu la time nying asida le wala mu akata for lokun tansabaning warawula ni fudara lokun tansabaning warawula o wadula ma o wala kamensi ada odefa lokun tansaba ani warawula wala mensi ada ode nila wudu fudara do wadula mjio nyinka that's when the water break, right?
Right.
If it breaks, yeah. So wadula mjio wadula ila ji bato nyin kate ni fudara for tansaba lokun tansaba ni warawula wadula ji bato nyin kate.
So this can be stressful for the mom because she doesn't know, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to rush to the hospital? Am I supposed to wait it out at home? I'm not having contractions. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And that is when the water break, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So akoning coming nyinga model confuse comment sila model ninjo nying water ji bato nyin teta deng eka confuse eka isa je sabugo sa mbe menekela fo ngada left hand to bang wala fo ngasi so kono ngamunya follow.
All right, so we need to talk about, first of all, what are the risks of a premature rupture of membrane. So we're going to talk about what are the risks.
Okay, so ako kana men for the wall and do minimum quality je many along ko asimo sorono wo kol kono komen simantorono o kol kono nyaade.
We'll also talk about, if you do go to the hospital, what are the likely practices that will be applied in the hospital.
Okay, ko ni tada ako be diamula finna fana me alon ko ni tada leptano fana to wolbe mo ne silal tamandila o ko nyen kono je ni ata ila jete ila jibato nyen teda ina ata leptano we bo fana diamula le comme wolbe mo ne ku tamandila o waro kono.
Okay, so in terms of risk, there's two main things that we're concerned about. One of them is infection. Okay, so we'll mention that first.
Okay, ako kufula le me alon ko abole diamula jang ako kilimo wala mo what is it? Infection. Okay, wala isi mantoro komen sodno je komen ni tara nata left hand ro ila je nyin teda dron itara ina data left hand ro isi mantoro komen sodno wo kono je wala kilin.
Sorry, the longer the waters are broken, the greater the risk of infection becomes.
Okay, so nila ila jiola jibato la teo nyi meta nyame ila isi mantora ko sodno je wala nyama fana na ala wato nyi meta isi mantora ko sodno je o nyama.
And we also have to recognize that another risk of infection is if someone puts anything into the vagina. So we don't want anything entering the vagina once the waters have broken unless absolutely necessary.
Okay, so ako musola nyato fem ningata jibato nyinte da fa pareta musola nyato abe silari wolde comme mo fem manyana ka bunga ni wotola me alan ko asina mantora ko sino wala ala ni jibato nyinte da fa pareta musola nyato nyato nyin mo fem manyana ka dunga ni wotola fem manyana ko dungo do me alan ko asina muso nyin mantora no.
Okay, and that includes doctors' fingers. So if you go to the hospital and they want to do vaginal exam, every vaginal exam that we accept is an increased risk of infection.
So what I mean to come ning doctor ol come ni bulota ke bulodunda ne muso nyatula purka jibero ke ko nyina come ning ka jibe ala musola wato be nyaadi le pour janning ala bulotema adu wata la jibato nyinte da fa pare kol men sina amantoro keno come abe kana ol lefata.
Okay, so when you're considering, should I go into the hospital right away or should I stay home and wait it out, I want them to ask themselves a couple of questions with relationship to infection. I'm trying to put the notes on the screen for you so you have those as well. But I think you can see the screen, right? So, yeah. Right. So we want them to ask themselves a couple of questions.
Okay, so ako si fang nyinen ka kufula la comme volente fo nyanda sila so kono ye munya domandin folo walla nyanda koronta la kata kafuda leptano do ada atra ila jio nyinteta jibato nyinteta fa pare adun ke doctor le pour ke blobla ela musola nyato do pour ka ji kawo examen ka comme ka o ko nyin jibe abe nyaadi le ala wato be nyaadi le pour ka fo iso be si fa nyinen ka wala fo nyanda tarla jele bang adum femma nyina ka dungane muso nyaado la ne un jio nyinte fa pare me alam ka sina man do record yala so mari nyande fa nyinen ka lolo fo nyanda tala le plano do bang fo le fo si so kono do man.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to ask, does mom have any fever? Is she feeling warm? Does she have fever? If she takes her temperature, does she have a high temperature?
So ako fo question nyinen kare follow abe men nyinen kala wala fo muso menyante tingo be menna fo ay dimo so le bang kun dimo o pasangol ten fiba ay kun dimo so le bang ay ala bala kando be nyaadi le fala bala kando nyi sele le bang bo le follow nyinen kala na mari fa mari la bala kando nyi sele le bang fa man sele.
The second thing I would want to know is, does the mom feel well? I mean, if she feels like unwell or lethargic or just like achy, that's a bad sign. So I want to know, does mom just feel generally okay?
Okay, so ni o jibado nyinte ta ko ku flanjang nya be menyinen kala fo tingo be men na muso yin fango fo ala balo be nyaadi le fo a te fe abe sa mulong le bala banga bala jato balo man dia fanga nata balo man dia la so akawle nyinen ka abo fana nyinen kala la comme imari fo bala balo be diari le bang faman diali.
You got that? Okay.
Yeah.
So the third thing is the baby moving as normal. Can I feel the baby moving? Or if I poke at my tummy, does the baby kick me back? I want to make sure the baby's active in the womb.
Okay, so ako hansa embe ku kilonto de comme muso la jioteta. Fo ku sabanjang ka men nyinen ka wala ndi fo muso dingo nyin be mamman kan balo kono ba be mamman kan jele ban comme anyanta kama nyamen nun comme nun kama nyamen berin jioteta fo hansa bo mamman kan de ba.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fourth thing is the color of the waters. Were they clear or were they green or brown?
Okay. Ako fo jiomen teta den jibaro men teta den fo abe senare ne bang walla be wulu yela mulum malam bang walla jamba kere malam bang fo ay wulu yela malam walla a jamba kere malam bang jiomen teta den walla fa be senare.
Okay. The next thing is let's see, that was number 4. So number 5, do the waters have a bad smell to them? Is there any foul odor or is there a bad smell?
Okay, so jio nying fala ala sero nying bediar fengara ba ala sero nying akasunkan bang jio nying men wulu jio nying men teta deng fo abe ala sero nying benyadi la ka abe sunkan nin den bang fo ala amandra sunkan.
Okay, so with all of that, if any of those answers are yes, there's bad smell, there's bad color, there mom doesn't feel well, baby's not moving, I have a fever, go to the hospital because that's a sign of infection. You want to get in there as quickly as possible.
Okay, so akola ndel comment ning budunga kawol men fo yala ning ila jete day be fanyin kala cool men na wolle fo fada da fo feng lulu. So ning atra yew soto comme ila geomente da nga mantra senaring ada abe sunkan dene abe sunkan kanne comme bere wulu bato nyi ji bato nyi teta bere ji bato nyi teta fo abe sunkan dene ba wala fa abe jambaker lin ba wala fa abe akamuna la wulu yela mulun and then wala fo ite fango ila bala kando be nyaadi le aning fo ila ite fango fe ibisa sare ne mulun kelembang wala dinno nyin kama kono le bang fabu kama ne wol sida do ne nyanta lon dal ko ni aje ko nyudu be ka kelen o de nyanta lon ko nyanta tala le dal tano because no de be man siman to raposoro non kono. Yeah.
All right. The second risk that we're looking at is potentially the cord coming before the baby. So the baby's head and the cord drops down before the baby. And the issue here is the cord can get pinched between the baby's head and the mother's pelvis, and we can actually get lack of oxygen to the baby, which can lead to the baby having mental disorder later, having brain damage, or even death to the baby before they have a chance to even be born. So our second risk is cord prolapse. I put it on the screen to make it easier for you.
Okay, so ako mantora follow me wala munyinti fulanjang wala nyinti ko nindi no nyimbe nala asi mantoro men sudno wala julu bata kun julo men follow ngo follow nyanta nala de bari bata kun julo follow si findi no danne ngo denano fanan ngo fo ina findi nanga wo ngo nyisina bata kun julo nyinde no balo fengo imbalale musola fengo imbalale so bajele o bata kun julo nyin aka oxygen so wala ka ni giye nyin ka kabona menka bo babala kada dena no nyin ka wolnya but no mudata adeta akngonyi na na o deta because jilole follow findita no akngonyi deta drong bala don ibajala ate o ni giye nyin so no la menka bona bama bala kana ate dena no yin bala da sina dena no yin fanfano le alla wala nyato nin dena no bulu da fana sina kudino akngola ala brain ala ngonyi na miro comme men yalon ko ngonyi na mirol nin kol asi denano ni mantoro no le dal me alon ko at nabula la mol kono comme anyanda katara nyame. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the second risk. So what are some questions we want to ask? Does mom want to ask herself in regard to this now?
Say that again.
So we're going to talk about some questions mom can ask herself about this.
Okay.
So we talked about the questions regarding infection. Now we'll talk about questions to rule out a prolapsed cord.
Okay, so sign thing no bota je den comme nin denano nin mantoro ko men ngamen for ngamen sa so no je comme as mental problem o so no comme as ku so no me alan ko akmo adnana tarno lo mol kono as so no makura mulon so no be bota je bina men nin kala what was that question again?
So I'm
Okay,
going to give
so
you the
abinana nin
I
karola
didn't give them to you yet.
okay, so abinana nin karola comme minor big killer kola.
So the first question would be, does mom feel anything in her vagina? So we recommend that she does what we call Kegel exercises, where she'll squeeze and release the muscles of the vaginal area. Do you feel anything in there? Because if you do, you should go. It could be the cord.
Okay, so that is after the infection.
This has nothing to do with
symptom
infection.
of
That's the second issue. First issue is infection. That's a possible risk. Second issue is the cord prolapse. So you're doing vaginal squeezes and releases to see if anything's in the vagina, because that's a sign the cord might be hanging down into the vagina. So we're feeling, and mother has to use her senses. Do I feel like something's in there?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, did you get that one?
So how do you know that you have a cord prolapse? Yeah.
Okay, so as a woman, I want to think about, what does my vagina feel like, right? So, and I want to squeeze and release the muscles of my vagina to see if I feel anything in my vagina. So we call it Kegel exercises. Most women understand that. We squeeze and release the vagina. We're trying to see, is there anything, do I feel like something's in my vagina? If I feel like there's something in my vagina, that could be a cord. I should go to the hospital.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes. Yeah, so ako kudo fana beje melan kwa abina o diamlete wolen komen fo muso nyim fango abe fenne fil kan ala muso le nyato to nyin to de fa abe fenne fenga kanje comme melan ko asamu da ko fenne beje ala muso la nyato nyin to de nano kana nende menna wal niata fem filje wala nyinte ko comme asikeno ke de nano la bata ko julo nyin men katana kira la ten asikeno wala beje instead of kay akmo nyintin ka fedena so ni ngata yo yamu da ko e kamen fengaten e kamen fil ila nyato nyinto ten amu julo mulungolen ten comme de nano la bata ko julo ten o de nyanda wulle ta leptano kada skeno ibina na mantoro ko so lawdo ni mo ni jienyin te dafa bare dañu isina no mantoro so no je so nyanda ka ta leptano adu nyanda menu kala fana ne atre pour ye bo lon no la nyaadi le ko fo julole be je ba ila nyaato nyi be kala fenko le fasol le be je muscles fasol le be je mena no nyanda ka exercise façon be ka apus nyo kan ifaye ya bula ya pus ya bula ya nyor ya bula o fasol den comme nyaato musola nyaato nyi ifangole ko ke ifango ya mu ya manke ba mu dale bulo la bari ifangole ba o kele faye ka façon nyi musola nyaato nyi ifangole nyaato nyi ka bula ka soron ka bula isaje ko salon no ko fo fenne be ndular mena kamno julo mulon ni o keda do yo fil jedron inyanta la piano. Yes.
Thank you. The second thing is, mom needs to ask herself again, is the baby moving normal? Because if the cord is pinched, the baby's going to have less blood flow. He's going to be less active. So we want to make sure baby's moving is normal.
Okay. So ako ite ba ma fana fo nyanda no ko de nano nyi nyanda ka katara move kan nyanda katara tama kan kono nyanda katara ta kan nyanda tala kan normally so na mantra ka nyama amantra ta kan nyama dron aka ma nyame nun amantra ma kan nyama e kono dron wol be mo kula de melan ko nyanda tala le tano le because asikeno julo nyembe minindinga julo nyine be finde kan nam follow adunga la kunye bina o julo mutala la pus nakindi nyola na nakida nyole baje la ila nijiyo nyimen nyanda ka finde nan kana kabona bama kan kana dena no purka dena no ma ko pray niji wote kenola because ya mutala don comme akamode de nim fole mo de ya squeeze ya de so baje la ka fonyo nyimen nyanda tambilane woto la buka tambino
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So in most cases, the mom can wait at home, waiting for labor to go in, waiting to go into labor on her own. Remember, we're talking water's broke, no labor. So she can probably wait at home to go into labor as long as everything seems well. And most women will begin labor all by themselves within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay, so if their water broke and then they don't feel any of these symptoms, they don't need to
Right.
rush to hospital. So they can
So
at
long as
least wait.
baby's moving, she feels well, you know, all of the things we know, no foul odor, no fever, no, you know, green waters, you know, all of that, nothing felt in the vagina. She can probably wait for her labor to begin. But like I said, it should begin within 24 to 48 hours.
24 to 48 hours. Okay. Yeah. So akonye man tora call you be sort of nin geo teda ulu batola geo nyin geo ulu batola geo nyin teda. Imam fen sungkang je imam fen sungkang je amantra giamba kerling amantra amanke kome ulu yele mulongti adu ida fanam fango fe imam kundi misoro kome fiba imam kundi misoro ibala mantra kandring adu yaje ko denano nyin ka mufle akata anyama abe move kon kono anyama ni nyunu be yaje ko nyunu be kay kan anyama da teng den odo nyanta lon no ko ese fen kanu resi munyano le jande ka ros kata leptano kadu delivery fengo nyimman si follow full wulo nyimman si follow andun wo wulo nyina si o kaka 24 to 48 hours wala tilekilin kada fo tilifula tilo mu 24 hours later, so 2 days is 48 hours, so janning ibe ros la kada leptano do inyante munya la bari yaji ko kol bebe normal ne sa man trela imam geomen teta tenga man trasungan kan manke jamba kero da manke wulu yele molot so nyanda la ko bebe normal ne kana rose ra leptano isi munya so kono because wulu e fengo man dadi follow tingo fango nyanda dalla ne man dadi follow because tingo la dato ka kabo tilekilina kada fo tilifulaka.
Now, having said that, different medical communities have different protocols on how they handle this. Some of them would like to start moms on preventive antibiotics within 8 hours. Some wait 24 to 48 hours. But typically, you'll see doctors wanting to start them on preventative antibiotics if this is prolonged.
Okay. So ako dolbe je doctor dolbe je come momo dolbe je ni dada je leptano do maybe dolbe je si amunya anyanda I through the right course. Coming ebe si muta je ya domando me fe ya fengin ite bor dile da but dolbe je ni dada si boro dile antibiotics isi wol dile come men si ko nyin tariani no but isi wol dile no pour janning wo 24 to 48 hours wala wo tilikilo nyin konan kata tiliflo nyin pour men si ko nyin tariani so wala tin nin ko bebe anyama nyanda tarra nyame inyanda kana tariya kata aje ko non tebe fosi o borol dila pour ka ko tariya nyame comme docteur dolbe je si bule fay. Yeah.
Now, some doctors want to induce the mother right away. They want her to come in, get her on drugs to get her labor going. So if she's okay with that, she can go in. If she'd rather wait, then she shouldn't go in because they're going to try to put her in induction. Depends on what her doctor wants and how she agrees with or not with her doctor to either induce right away. Some doctors will wait. Some will say, come in, we're going to do a C-section. They won't even wait. So it's up to them to have this kind of conversation with their doctor to find out how does their doctor practice and is that what the mom wants and is she comfortable with?
Yeah, so ako men for wala min doctor dolbe je comme ikatra korondron karu ila pulga itara mo jama mo bena kandron so ikatra korondron ni dol na reba fele no donga ta donga C-section wala ndeka pour ka operation so jane ba fele be operation kala wala dolbe je si boro di la men ko pour comme ke induce pour ka ko nyin tariani no si boro di la men ko pour si tariani no pour wulo nyi ye ka nyamen no so ibajele ko wala tinna aka yamari pour comme nin ko men fo nata wol bebe a nyamaro imanya na kataya kata letano do doctor ol be mi ne fe ron ni na doctor do amanke be ni ol be ni fe ron ye ta operational wala ye dole ta ye induce ye borol di la melan ko asi ulo nyen tare ane no nyam adu nyunu be mu kula de men an ko nyanda kanyinu ba pour kanana ka. Yeah.
All right. If there is a definite cord prolapse, a C-section might be warranted because we want to get that baby out so we can get oxygen. But I'm going to tell you, pray you get to the hospital in time because if you notice you have a cord prolapse, it's hard to say how much time you have before that baby's really in trouble.
Okay. So wala ndo come near feel come ila practicing into ite fang practice kan come ila nyato la ka detli ka bula ka detendi ka bula yaji ko akamuna fen be nyato la me alan ko akamuna julu kulun wala o samol ten ya ko mo be ko le kon me alan ka siman to no so woni wa yew je nyanda tala le tano ka ning wo denano la julo nyin minin tala wala a findita nam follow jana ko findina walla julo nyi minita la par kon julo nyi ure baaje la ko nyi minana kala asina ke mantora ko tin no le nyanda tariala la kureta le tano de saje ko wasati na no le si section on nyi ke tariare
You got that? Okay. Let's see. The next thing that I want to say, if possible, if she thinks she has a cord prolapse, mom should get to the hospital as quickly as possible. She should be in sujood position, in the back of the car with her head down, butt up, the entire way to the hospital. But I'm going to be honest with you, if truly having an emergency with a cord prolapse, she might not make it in time. That's just the reality. You want to get there as quickly as possible, keeping your head down, butt up, trying to keep the baby off the pelvis as much as possible, and Allah knows best for the outcome.
Quand même fadan wala ndi komen ning ye ite fango fil yaje ko komen bedam ben fola kanten bro ning julo nyin ife ya moto ko julo nyin be fendi kan nanne wala julo nyin be denano nyin comme fango la nyaato to e fango mari alon ni ka kafunyole ka dete ka kafunyole ka dete ka ele e fango kalon ne fon fenne ben na nyin blind to na nyaato nyin to me alon ko dena non so wekela o julo nyinete so baje la ko nyanta tariala katra tale tano so ni bida wole tano indo kana traibe lari ko kan walle karo kan bari nyanta ka sujud position sujud o wala sujud o ni comme ni fongo be lor banko do ni fongo be lor banko do don ila ni komo nyimbe tra sando comme ni be saloro don yeta e fongo lo banko do nyama do nyanta tra bitri ngol nyama e fongo tra duma ila komo nyetra wulendre fo jandi ba fudal leptano hani be moto kono isi nyanta kawo hanare be jonkoro la fenko dumale ye kumo yetra lor laren duma comme kamna momi alan ko abe salola sujud position subhana rabbil ala ni ho position do ni ho position do ila kumo yetra fo ye fudal leptano kana na bondi wonyaba kana fo be lale karol kan walle ko kan nyanta comme sujud position do sujud wo sujudo nyin wolon ko ko londo duma ila komo nyetra wudindren san fo yef dala tano do modo ko so
now so long as everything
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala donc Allah damala lon ta'ala dum membe aba makoro men kelele Allah wa
all right so long as everything is normal though, and if mom decides to wait at home, we can recommend that she does nipple stimulation, she can walk, she can have someone do foot massage for her. These are things that can help get her labor going.
Okay, so akoni ngata fenne mo if nyin kol be fango be normal den fango be ba nyama la nyanta tarla nyamen iman fi basoro ko balo mantra kandren iman fem fil comme duma la ila nyaato la comme men kamna comme julo mulungo imo be filje ado ila jio nyi mantra jamba kerlen amantra brown yellow, brown green. Okay, memu wulu yellow mulungo jamba kero wala ala sungaw nyim mantra sungaw nyim bediaren wol bebe anyama nyanta tra nyame den imanjira amanjare tra triakra leptano mo si massage no la si fengano ke balolu massage simol massage tra so kono comme yeto pato
all right, so with that I want to say one more time, it's so important that she has good nutrition throughout pregnancy, because this will give us the best opportunity for a strong water sac and reduces the risk of these early ruptures. It can happen to anyone, but the woman who's eating well has a lower risk of having an early rupture than the woman who has a poorer diet where the sac is not as strong.
So ako yaje o ji bato nyin pura ala bamba nyin ako jama atuta musol le bolumen yalan ko comme ama imari la domorunya ila domorunya ka men domo juri bribe ila kono nyin bela tangi ka domorol men fasongol domo melan ko nyanta ke ma koy nutritional thing so ning ila ol beta to don o kanyi wulu nyango nyin fan wulu bato nyin ji bato nyin aka bambandele isaje ko teriala ka thing. It will not yeah, but it will not break quick. Or
right. The water sac is likely to be stronger and not break
stronger.
if there's a lot of pressure from the labor when she's got good nutrition. Having said that, though, even a woman with good nutrition can have an early break, but it's less likely if she's got good nutrition that she's going to have an early break.
Yeah, okay. So according mo hanim mo me nutrition ila domoro nyale betata. Asi keno le fanang ila ulu jibato nyin ate bambanna o nyama bar jama beje woka bambandile kar atunna ila jibato nyin bambanga katria katay comme lebo ning tingo nyimbe janen tingo nyimbe datla o nyamata abukatria katay o nyamata saje ko ko nyin susuya tingo la fengadula tingo be mala watme nila wala ne ka recommend comme momo ila domoro li bete nyanda quand même those nutritions are but coming for the sake of people that missed
protein, protein, proper hydration, leafy greens. Protein is the biggest one.
So from
we want 80 to 100 grams of protein every day for a pregnant woman.
Okay, from
80 to 100 grams of protein.
80 to
100 grams.
Tanse karafo kilogram keme proteins momo nyanda kawo domono tilo kono a day, right? Yeah, tilo kono momo nyanda kawo domono ani jamba fengol ten nyi jamba kere fengol ten salatol ni fruits, right? Calcium,
protein, and in terms of proteins, we're talking about fish, we're talking about beans, we're talking about these meats, eggs, dairy. Those are all protein foods.
Okay, so kada ako nyewolu menkada nyewol tu kada what is it? Fish, chicken,
eggs, dairy,
chicken,
yeah.
Si se kilolu fish nyewolu kada siselu men kada wol façon wol be mu proteins wol be mu couleur men alan ko muskono ma nyande ka wol domor betol ta kay ke domo kada femme alan ko sa bamba calcium men kada milk nyol façon de wol be mu couleur men alan ko si asa ma ko no isaje ko nyin jibato nyin asi bambanno at tariala kate o nyama jannen wulu wonyimbe datila.
And I just want to say, if it does happen to someone, it's of course the mom's decision when to go to the hospital, and she needs to weigh the risk and benefits of the interventions that are going to be offered in the hospital compared to the risk and benefits of waiting for labor to start on its own at home. And if she's done all of these assessments and she feels comfortable that everything's well and she feels comfortable staying at home, then that's a decent choice. If she feels scared at home, it might be better to go in, but she needs to understand they might push her for induction or C-section, whether she needs it or not. That might be their protocol. So she has to weigh the risk and benefits of going in early or waiting until she's truly in labor.
Ako iko menyin ngai family member da kuma da la pruke long aninka tamande anyama isaje ko ita tariala kataria kata leptano do jannin wuluwo nyinka dati tingo nyinka fango kadati aka katala 24 hours to 48 hours aka wo sile comme tilekilin kada fo tiliflaka tingo nyinna dato fon so janne baji le imari be rosla kada leptano do enyanta lon enyanta nyin kolbe jibelele fo nyul be kada nyama le bang fab kada nyama nga menu foteng so na tra ye la kol bu kada nyama enyanta kada leptano do wala comme foka fiba soro le bang wala bala kandolu ning la geomen wulu geomen teda teng fo abe sunkan kande bang wala fa be jamba kerlen abe wala be wulu yela mulong teng so ni ata wol bebe jeton enyanta tariala kada leptano banne wote je wol bebe anyama de nana fana be move kan anyama anyanta move la nyama kono inyanda wolbe inyanda munyala so kono because ni tare ado do tare je don de bletano do la protocol movement wala cool movement wala indika jeko fo be sambala C-section wala pour operation okay wala ye induce ka borol dilamen si cool tare ane itlo fanambul wa so ibaji la itina na balanno la je so but is men keno ron ni are you are comfortable ite fango fe isi tarano so kono nyim kolbe bari kolbe be betaren isitara no so kono wodo tara wodo demanding follow fo janding fengo nyimbe serial bari nyin kada la fo kabo tilekilin kada tilifula tingo nyin
All right, so we pray for healthy and easy pregnancies and births for each and every one, that Allah reaches the moms with this knowledge and provides them all protection. Ameen.
Amin. Ko be ala dani la fo asi mo be ma ko ifo ila wuluo nyin si sonia no anyanda sonia la nyamen si ala dani fo Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so sonia ndi muso be bulu asi jade kende adi la kono fo janne kada fo be wulu inshallah.
Okay, and we're at the 35-hour mark. This is a little bit longer than we like to go, so I just want to check with Sister Selma if there's anything else she would like to add.
For today, that would be all. But I want to say also that this is a lot of information for everyone, you know, taking this in. And this is why we're encouraging and recommending people to sign up who, you know, is fluent in English. Sign up for the program. If you're someone who would like to sponsor someone in the Gambia, reach out to us so that they can take this program. This information is life-saving. Imagine a woman being able to reach out to people in her community, have questions, have people help her assess her risk, you know, to determine, to say, you know what, I think you need to consider these risks. You probably need to go in and get checked out. Or if a woman just needs to be reassured to make these assessments and say, you know what, I am okay. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to walk. I'm going to get a massage, or, you know, I'm going to do some squats to allow herself to naturally go into labor. Is just all about having that support and knowledge. And this is why we're encouraging. We want this information to be shared with as many people as possible, but we need the people on the ground to get the knowledge to share it. So may Allah make this a benefit to anyone who watch Amin. But no, because it's in English. This is for the people who speak in English. Okay. It's okay. Yeah, because we're at the 37-minute mark. But alhamdulillah. So yeah, so yeah.
It's okay.
Right.
I also want to tell people, please like and share the page and the videos if you feel they're a benefit. We want to reach more and more women in the Gambia. We are not even making a dent. You know, we're barely making, you know, a little ripple in the pond. We really need to make waves so that more and more women can get this information. You can also get the free secrets book. The link is down here below me. That's absolutely free. It gives you some tips for labor and birth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep everyone safe. And inshallah, we will be back next Monday, Salama?
Yes, inshallah.
All right. See you next Monday then. Thank you so much, Brother Steve, for your translation.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum salam.